Are you feeling lost in this rapidly changing world? Are you tired of the same old religious information that leads you nowhere? Well, look no further. Join us for an enlightening journey into kingdom consciousness with the incredible Dwight Holmes. This podcast is guaranteed to transform your life and provide the guidance you've been seeking. Say goodbye to confusion and hello to a simpler, more fulfilling existence. Get ready to embark on this life-changing adventure with Dwight, and let's make a difference together.
Welcome to Kingdom Consciousness. We may not have all the answers, but we love discussing the person who does. Open your mind and heart and think about your questions. Write them down on a notepad and share them with someone. Our teacher, Dwight, is here to guide us. Let's get started. Welcome to Kingdom Consciousness. We may not have all the answers, but we love discussing the person who does. Open your mind and heart and think about your questions. Write them down on a notepad and share them with someone. Our teacher, Dwight, is here to guide us. Let's get started.
What's goody? What's goody? My name is Dwight. Thank you for joining me with the first episode of this podcast. It's called Kingdom Conscious. We're going to be here for a little while, so you know what I'm saying? Let's get comfortable with each other. A little bit about myself. I am 24. I'm from Brooklyn, New York originally. I've been here most of my life in Jacksonville. Yeah. I hoop. I go to the gym a lot. Yeah. That's just a little bit about me. Yeah, so what I really want to talk about on this show is things that men or just brothers and sisters in general, you know what I'm saying, struggle with. Because I feel like nobody really talks about that. Like, they kind of just be like, all right, we'll read your Bible. Or, okay, we'll pray. And you be like, all right, but what does that look like? And you be like, okay, I feel like I'm the only one dealing with this. As we go throughout the podcast episodes, more and more of me will come out. Can't put everything in the first episode, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, yeah, I feel like it's a lot of stuff out here that people younger than me, people older than me, people twice my age is still probably dealing with. They don't feel as if they can, you know what I'm saying, overcome it. I get a lot of questions about a lot of things, a lot. Most of the times, hypotheticals. But yeah, I want to mainly on this podcast pick apart the problems that everyone deals with and really just give everybody encouragement and just have a place where we could talk. You know what I'm saying? We could be real with each other. Because there's a lot of people out here who be, you know what I'm saying, kind of fake. It's kind of annoying. There's a lot of people out here who are holier than thou. And we're not doing that over here. We're gonna be real with each other, and we're gonna be transparent and open and honest about everything. As the podcast goes on and as episodes go on, I'm gonna have a couple people come and sit with me, and we'll talk about stuff, man. And I'm gonna talk about things I used to struggle with, or things I still struggle with, and really just be honest. That's the key part of it, being honest. But yeah, Kingdom Conscious, we're going to talk about all types of stuff, man. When it comes to what's going on in the world, when it comes to problems, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to anything, man, we're going to touch every single topic. I want to touch everything because everything should be talked about. Yeah. A little bit more about me. I have approximately 5 brothers, 2 sisters. I am the second youngest, but I'm the best one who came out because that's just me. I'm the most reliable. And when they watch this, they'll laugh. But if they don't, oh well, I'm the best one. Not trying to be cocky or nothing like that, though. I I really just I'm a simple guy now. I used to be a bit of a handful, but I'm a pretty simple guy now. Like I go to work. I'm actually a carpenter trying to be a general contractor. Um, yeah, I do that job because Jesus was a carpenter. Yes, yes, I do. I do enjoy it. I do like working with my hands. I put on all types of hats. I've been in all types of industries, whether it been modeling, whether it been professional sports, whether it been sales, whether it been McDonald's. I've worked in many places. Um, uh, really, I was trying to find myself for a good little minute, and this is the only thing that really stuck. Once I got asked God what my purpose was, he kind of picked me up and put me in this place. I never really thought I was going to build. Um, when I was younger, I really thought I was going to be in the NBA. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and when that dream failed, I was just like, "Dang, that's crazy." Uh, but at the same time, the ball keeps rolling. So I do love what I do. Um, if you need any help with any type of home repair or any projects or with any woodworking, if you need furniture made, anything like that, you need a wardrobe put up in your closet, anything that comes to anything with TV mountain, we do the whole nine. Hit up me or Pastor James and we'll come and we'll help you out. Most deaf. Most deaf. But yeah, I'm originally from, you know what I'm saying, Brooklyn, New York. Um, no, I did not want to move here. No, I do not like Florida. No, I do not like Jacksonville. I'm not gonna lie, I've never really liked Jacksonville. My mom actually gave us the option to move back. Um, when we were here a couple of years, I was the only child that wanted to go. In my immediate family, it was just me, my younger, older sister. So she was the one right above me, was not the oldest sister that I have. And my youngest brother. It was just us three, my mom and my dad. My dad was in the military. Um, he went out to sea a lot. He was a merchant marine also. When we were in New York, my mom worked NYPD, so yeah, I couldn't do anything. She was always teaching us about being aware of our surroundings and surveying everything and knowing where you at. And she'll wake us up in the middle of the night for certain drills. It was really aggravating. I'm not gonna lie, it was really aggravating. But at the end of the day, it did teach me a lot, and I definitely did take stuff away from it. I am married. I've been married for about 7 months now. Um, yeah, but at the same time, uh, I find myself talking to my wife about just the same things that I was taught when I was younger, man. Just knowing where you at. You feel me? Being aware of your surroundings. It's so important. It's so important. Your surroundings can put you in terrible situations. You know what I'm saying? You could you could spot trouble from a mile away. It kind of has this look to it that's pretty ugly. You can pretty much see how a situation is going to go based off of surveying what's around you. Um, but yeah, my mom was in the military for a little bit. Her and my dad met in the Navy. Um, if they want to tell it to, we're technically Navy brats, but I don't think of myself as a brat. But they tell a whole different story. There's two sides to every story, though. But at the same time, we moved back and forth for a good little minute. I'm not gonna lie. I played basketball since I was 3 years old. Like I said, I wanted to be in the NBA when I was growing up. Uh, I played on all types of levels. I've actually never played collegiate though, which is kind of crazy. I do not have a college degree. That's kind of crazy too. But God led me in a different direction. Um, yeah, I've found a passion for building. I also write. I am a writer. Uh, as a pastor would like to say, a lyricist, I guess you could call it. Other people like to say artist, whatever, whatever. I really just think God blessed me with the ability to have a way with words. And as podcasts go on and episodes go on, we'll get more into that. I really just want to break down who I am in this general episode. Um, I'm very laid back. I really don't care about much. I'm not going to come on here trying to preach to everybody. If I could give you godly advice, I will give you godly advice. You know what I'm saying? I just pray that whenever we talk about something or you're watching and it hits home and you feel either conviction or you feel as if you need to do something better or you feel as if this is something that you needed to hear, I pray that you take that into consideration. And what a lot of us tend to do, like even when we listen to certain sermons or we get godly advice from somebody or we talk to certain people that, you know what I'm saying, are more religious in our eyes. You know what I'm saying? We talk to them and it tends to go in through one ear and out through the other. I just pray that it sticks. You know what I'm saying? If it's one thing that I could say that really just I want to make known is I am on fire for God, like completely on fire. There's nobody who could put out my flame. I really don't care about nothing else. I've done a lot of things in life. I've tried every other thing, whether it been the businessman, whether it been the model, whether it been the athlete, whether it been the salesman, whether it been whatever. None of those work. I'm telling you, look, using your own wisdom, talking to your even talking to your parents, if they're not solidly rooted in God, it's not gonna work, bro. It's not. It's just not. As soon as I tried God, everything started falling into place. I fell in love with him, and he's always been in love with me. So we here, and ain't nothing gonna change about that. I was just actually talking to somebody about this the other day. I really just want everybody to experience the same love that I experienced with God, man. It's crazy. I was actually scrolling on social media, and one of my old homeboys had posted a video of me and him, and he was just like, "Bro, I miss my dog." I was just like, "It's crazy," you know what I'm saying? Because I've been here, I haven't gone anywhere. He knows where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? But he just will not talk to me. Right up under what he posted, he had put like, "It's crazy how he can't face me." And I was just like, dang. I was like, why does he feel as if he can't face me? And if there's one thing I can't say about myself, I have a really big heart. Really big. It's honestly, it gets annoying sometimes because it'd be like, people break it a lot. And I just be like, another one. You feel me? But at the same time, you got to keep growing. You know what I'm saying? Even though people break your heart, you can't treat them like they treated you. You know what I'm saying? Because being a reflection of the kingdom, that's not how we do things. You know what I'm saying? We give out that love. God gives out love every day. We break his heart, I'm sure, every single day. Every day. Hopefully less than other people once you know what I'm saying, have a solid relationship with him. But we all fall short. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect. That's just not what's going to go on. You know what I'm saying? There's some moments where, you know what I'm saying, he has to chastise us. And there's other moments when you feel as if he ain't say nothing because you did it, the thing that you were supposed to do. You feel me? So when it comes to it, really, I had texted him back and I was just like, bro, I'm here. I'm like, bro, whenever you're ready, you know what I'm saying, to get right, you know what I'm saying? Because our friendship can't be like it was before, you know what I'm saying? And everybody comes to God in a different way, you know what I'm saying? And one of my favorite people in the Bible is Paul, right? So Paul was obviously Saul before Paul. And Saul was notorious for persecuting Christians, killing Christians, doing all types of stuff, right? He was just a menace, right? He was doing wild stuff. But at the same time, like when God, like, you know what I'm saying, he had that encounter with God, he was changed, and that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no going back. You feel me? God was just like, yo, Paul, like, Saul, why do you know what I'm saying? You persecute me. And he was just like, Lord. You know what I'm saying? So even though he was persecuting Christians, and at that point in time, he was not a believer, he knew exactly who he was talking to. You feel me? Like, I feel like everybody knows, you know what I'm saying, whether they want to tell you or not. Oh, well, God this and God that, bro. I don't be listening to none of them. As soon as people get in trouble, bro, the first name they call out is God. You feel me? Which is ironic. You know what I'm saying? I feel as if people don't want to believe in God until they need him. You know what I'm saying? But on this show, we gonna let people know, like, yo, he's always there. You know what I'm saying? If you hit him up for more than when you just need him, it's a relationship now. How I explain it to everybody is, if you had a person you were talking to, or you were in a relationship, or there was somebody who came and tried to talk to you, right? If they came and tried to talk to you, and you was just like, nah, I don't want to talk to you. And then they came back again, and you was just like, nah, I don't want to talk to you. And they came back again, and they was just like, we gonna talk whether you like it or not. Like, I'm gonna force you to talk to me. And they literally forced you to be with them, talk to them, whatever. You wouldn't like that. I know I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that at all. That's against my will, right? But one of the beautiful things that God gives us is free will to love him or not. And what people don't understand is they be like, oh, well, if God, you know what I'm saying, is real, why do so many bad things happen? And what I tell folks is, well, the reason why bad things happen is simply because of a couple of things. Now, there could be many things that go on, right? We could either walk out the house and not put on our full armor. So how are we going to stand against the wiles of the devil, right? The craziest deception is people are trying to make it seem like the devil is not real, when he's very much real. And he really does not want you to become who you're supposed to be. He don't want you to fulfill the purpose that God has for you. He don't want you to be nothing, bro. He's against you in all aspects. And I used to say a lot, oh, well, the devil don't like me. And I was wrong. I was so wrong. The devil don't want what God got going to go. That's just what it is. He's against anything that God is for. His whole agenda is to mess up what God got going on. Why? Jealousy. Jealousy is ugly. Pride is ugly. Those are very, very ugly sins. And it's okay if we deal with them. You know what I'm saying? But deliverance is here for anybody who want it. You know what I'm saying? I pray that everyone could experience the love and the healing and the freedom and the peace and the joy and the patience now that God gives you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? If I never talked to any other friend that I've had in the past before, that's the only thing I would want for them. Just to experience what I experienced. You don't never have to talk to me again. But as long as you experience that, bro, that's the best thing that you could ever do. That's the best thing that you could do for your family as a man, putting God first. That's the best thing that you could do for your child as a mother, as a father, putting God first. That's the best thing you could do as a friend. You know what I'm saying? Because now the advice ain't, oh, yeah, he talked to you crazy, go do something. Now it's, all right, bro, bless your enemies. And you'd be like, why would I do that? Because God prepares a table before you and amongst your enemies. You feel me? So it's a lot of things that I really noticed. And what I was dealing with the past couple of days was just like, dang, like, I feel like every time I try and be a friend to someone, it's not the same. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yo, I'll give my whole heart. You know what I'm saying? As a friend, I'll do this as a friend. I'll do that as a friend. I'll do that as a friend. But it seemed like every single time I fall on my face And I talked to my wife about it, and my wife was just like, well, look, like, you're looking for you. I was just like, what's wrong with that? She was just like, everybody's not you. I was like, dang. I'm like, ouch. That's harsh. Because there's a lot of people out here, and I know I'm not the only one, who want a them in someone else, or who see potential in someone else that that person doesn't see. But how many times do we do that with God? How many times has God told you in his word? You know what I'm saying? How many times have you had a glimpse? He showed you a vision of what your life should be like, and you just don't believe it. And it's so wild. It's wild. Because he says you're a king or a queen, but we still over here living and looking like peasants. That don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So one thing I had to realize was, dang, you're right. Everyone is not me. Just like everybody's not called to do what I'm called to do. Just like everybody's gifts are not going to be like my gifts. That's why the Bible says, let every man do with his gift according to the portion of faith that he has. And that's cool. And for a long time, I was just like, yo, like, if I'm doing this, then maybe Buddy can come do this with me, and maybe he'll figure out what he wants to do on the way. When that was essentially taking them away from their process that they had already started. And for a long time, I struggled with like being alone. You know what I'm saying? Due to like stuff from like a child and stuff like that. And as the seasons go on and we get more episodes, we'll figure that stuff out. But right now, I'm gonna give y'all milk. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get to the meat yet. But yeah, like one thing I had to struggle with was like being alone. Like, so I found myself hopping in and out of relationships I didn't even feel like being in. You feel me? I felt myself talking to people just to feel like I had someone to talk to. Even with homeboys, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, like, he probably ain't the best friend, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be a good friend to him because he probably don't have no other friends. And the reason he probably don't have no other friends is because he's not a good person. But at the end of the day, we're not fighting against flesh and blood, right? That was what I was thinking. But at the same time, he's probably going through a process, and I'm probably interrupting that process. I put myself in certain positions to where either I'm there too long, either maybe I wasn't supposed to be there yet, maybe I said what I wanted to say instead of what God wanted me to say. There's many different things that go on with that. I tell my friends all the time, look, bro, you take our relationship for granted. They be like, huh? What you mean? I'm like, bro, you sitting over here struggling. You sitting over here going through whatever you're going through. And I'm sitting right here. How can I edify you if I don't know what's going on? How can I help if you don't tell me? Then they'd be like, oh, well, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I have a problem with prayer. Sometimes I have a problem with reading my Bible. Sometimes I have a problem with this. Sometimes I have a problem with that. I'm just like, all right, well, what's the solution? They say, I don't know. Okay, so how are you trying to figure it out? I don't know. Okay. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do. When I first started my journey with God, I didn't really know anything. I knew there was a Bible. I knew I could read it. I didn't know how to pray well, but prayer is prayer. So I tried my hardest. I said, okay, God, thank you for waking me up. I pray that I have a good day. Amen. And that's how it started out for a good little minute. And as time went on and as time progressed, and as I got into the word more, my prayer changed. Because now, not only did I pray for things that I wanted, but I also prayed what he promised me. And it's just like, all right, you can hold God accountable to the promises that he makes because he always fulfills it. And I feel like not a lot of people understand that. And another thing that kind of pushed me very hard to get into my word when I was starting my journey was just like, I saw the statistics. Man. You know, over 76% of Christians do not pick up their Bible to actually read it. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. I was like, that's crazy. Then we sit in church on Sunday and we expect our pastor to give us all the food that we need to feed our spirit. And he's just one man, just like you are. And that's crazy. That is absolutely insane. When I really thought about it, I'll just be like, okay, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be on fire. I'm going to show people, all right, religion is religion. A relationship is a relationship. I'm going to stay away from religion. I'm not going to get too deep into that. I'm not going to throw a whole bunch of, oh, well, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. No. Because I know I ain't do that. I'm not going to give you too much and I ain't get too much. So I hopped in my word and then I started falling in love with it. And it's really like, the Bible is very interesting, especially when you read it and you just follow the storyline. You know what I'm saying? The Bible was written by many different authors in many different time periods that didn't even know each other. But somehow, some way, it lined up perfectly. And you just be like, dang, how? Did you know that the Bible is one of the most controversial books on the planet? Did you know that the Bible had to be taken off of the bestsellers list because it would literally win first place every year? Every year. The Bible is the most talked about, the most mocked. And the craziest part is, why is all this going on with this book if it's not worth reading? Like, you know, Rotten Tomatoes, everybody looks at Rotten Tomatoes for a movie, right? Right. So if we look at Rotten Tomatoes for a movie, it kind of sways our judgment on how we want to look at that movie or if we even want to go see it, right? So that's the same thing with the Bible, right? People can say this about it, people can say that about it. You'll have people who've never read it but try to quote it, and that's funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. They'll try and use things out of context, and us as, you know what I'm saying, believers and not just Christians but actual followers of Christ, you know what I'm saying? How are we going to debunk what they're saying, and how are we going to combat their lie with truth if we don't know the truth? One thing I always tell my friends, and one thing I tell people who come to me and they tell me, oh, well, I'm praying and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I was just like, what am I missing? I'm just like, well, do you read the word? And they'll give me a million reasons as to why they can't. I'm just like, okay, well, if you're spreading God's message, you're praying, you're doing this, you're doing that, what's wrong with reading your word? What's wrong with it? It can only help you. What is it hurting? And like, oh, it was written by man. Okay, so how else would it get here? How else would it get here? Cookbooks was written by man. You still follow those. And you don't even know if it's going to taste good, but it tastes good. You follow that. Songs is written by men, but you still bump them in your ears, even if they're a bad song. Any book on the planet is written by a man, but we still read. Social media was created by men, but we still believe what's on Google. So what's the difference? There's no difference. One thing I always tell my friends, and one thing I always tell people is, if the Holy Ghost brings everything into remembrance, how is the Holy Ghost going to bring something into remembrance that you never knew? Make that make sense. I know we all know John 3:16, and we can always remember that. But what about Exodus 14:14? What about John 14:18? What about John 14:15? And I'm sorry, that's all the time I have for today. But look, I appreciate y'all coming and staying with me, man. It's more and more to come, man. I appreciate if y'all, you know what I'm saying, tune in with me. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a big family over here. We're going to be truthful. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be with the weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to preach to you. I'm just here to talk to you. I'm your brother in Christ. I'm here to edify you. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be iron first. Don't come here being no wood, because if, you know what I'm saying, if Axis is made of iron and you wood, I'm going to chop you down. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I hope, you know what I'm saying, and pray everybody, you know what I'm saying, have a blessed week, have a blessed night. Whatever time you watch this, you know what I'm saying, just be blessed. Thank you.
We're here to help. Hey there. If the kingdom consciousness has inspired you and got you thinking, why not join us again next week? It's going to be an amazing experience. Dwight also wanted to let you know that if you're in Jacksonville and looking for a good church, you should consider visiting the Hospital Church of Jacksonville. Have a great evening. Additionally, if you have any questions, feel free to email us at tinjacksonville@gmail.com. We're here to help.
Sometimes in life, we may feel like we have lost a part of ourselves. Have you ever had moments where you wake up and wonder what happened to the person you used to be? Some things in life need to be lost, while others need to be rediscovered. You used to be a much kinder and more compassionate person, but somewhere along your journey, something within you broke. In this upcoming message series, Bishop Jackson will explore the principles of finding and regaining the parts of yourself that you have lost. We invite you to join us next Sunday for the start of the new message series called Lost and Found. Celebrate with us at Church 542 as we proudly commemorate our 7th year anniversary as a Kingdom Builders. Join us at 3200 Armsdale Road, Jacksonville, Florida, for this special occasion. Led by the inspiring Pastor Cedric and Lady Sabrina Singletary, our church community is dedicated to building a kingdom grounded in love, unity, and purpose. Save these important dates. Bishop Jackson on November 26th, Reverend Dion Johnson on December 3rd, Bishop Billy Brock Sr. on December 10th, with services at 9:30 a.m., and Pastor Michael Grubbs also on December 10th, with services at 4 p.m. Come and experience the power of worship and fellowship as we celebrate the blessings we have received and embrace our calling as Kingdom Builders. We can't wait to see you at Church 542, where the spirit of Kingdom Builders is alive and thriving.
They know how bad it can be out here, and they do nothing about it. They said they had cameras, but they never worked. They never said you wouldn't feel safe in your own apartment. If you or a loved one were assaulted at your apartment or a business, call the Daniels Law Firm at 904-432-1219. That's 904-432-1219.
You can definitely know for a fact that the presence of God is in this place.
The hospital church is a whole different environment, man. Like when you walk in, I promise you, I guarantee you will not leave out the same way. I promise you. Whether it's the word, praise and worship, whatever it is, I promise you won't leave out the same.
Insight when I was broken, when I didn't know which way I was going, this church helped me find my way.
Being with this church, we've encountered so many blessings that is more than we can ever imagine. Goals accomplished.
No matter where you come from, what the skin tone is, they love you. Everyone loves you. So just feel free to come here anytime you need. If you need a family, if you need a home.
Also give me somewhere I can learn and advance and keep going in my faith.
Family oriented. You wouldn't know that any of us are not related from the way we interact with each other.
We're very excited to meet you. Listen, look for us, the Monsters. We'll be here ready to